विषयोपभोगरचना निद्रा समाधिस्थितिः सञ्चारः पदयोः प्रदक्षिणविधि स्तोत्राणि सर्वा गिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत् अखिलम् शम्भो तवाराधनम् करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधम् विहितमविहितं वा
Good morning, everybody, and wish you all a very, very happy International Day of Yoga. Thank you so much, each one of you, to join us today. Like every year, we are all together here to celebrate International Day of Yoga. And what is special today? Special today is that early morning we are all together, even though physically we are not there together. Virtually we are all together, and we are going to move with the same energy and with the same intention. So today's sequence is a vinyasa sequence based on 5 elements. And each vinyasa will be led by an instructor of Anahata Yoga Zone. They will be demonstrating and I'll be instructing. So you can just listen to my voice and you can practice. At any point of time, if you have to watch what the instructor is doing, you can look at your screen, you can watch, and you can continue. So once again, a warm welcome to each one of you. For today's class, you will just need a mat. You don't need anything else. Let's get started and let's understand what the vinyasa is all about for today. Today's vinyasa is based on 5 elements. Why did we choose this topic? The whole world around us, nature around us, is made up of 5 elements, the Panchbhutas. And we, our body, is also made up of the Panchbhutas. What are these 5 elements? Earth, water, fire, air, and space. Just to give you an example, Earth characteristics is represented in our body through our bones, through our nails, through our hair. Anything which is solid, which is giving the property and the characteristics of Earth, that is supposed to be made of the Earth element. Similarly, the water element is all the fluids in our body, the water, the blood, the lymphatic fluid. So all the fluids in the body is the water element in the body. So like that, all the other elements in the body are also what we find in nature. So when we do a yoga practice, which is based on the 5 elements, we are tuning ourselves to the energy around us. And in today's time, that is what is needed. All of the stress, all of the problems, because we are not in tune with nature. So this vinyasa flow will help you to get in tune with that. So I hope that's a brief explanation, and as we move on, I'm going to give you more insight on this element and on the vinyasa flow. So let's get started and seated. Everybody in Sukhasana. Keep your back straight, chin towards the chest, and go ahead and close your eyes. As we begin our practice, set an intention for your practice. What is it that brings you here? Why are you on your mat today? Is it going to be a one-day affair with your mat? Or is it a lifelong affair or a lifelong relationship with your mat? And also, what helps you to keep coming back to the mat? What is that intention behind? And whatever comes in your mind instantly, repeat that 3 times, like you're deepening that intention of your practice. And at any point in the practice, if you feel that your motivation is slightly low, just try to remind yourself of the intention. And today, as we know, is a special day where the whole world is celebrating the International Day of Yoga with us. So let's dedicate this practice to the whole world. for the health and the wellness of each one of us on this planet. And with a gentle, pleasant smile, let's bring our palms to our heart center. Let's seal this intention with 3 Om chantings as we exhale. So go ahead and inhale. 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 Maybe repeat the intention one more time. And then gently open your eyes with a nice gentle smile. Warm welcome to each one of you again. Let's start with the warm-up. Take your hands on either side of your body. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale and then slowly bring your hands down. Again, inhale, take your hands all the way up, palms meet, head up, neck up. Palms bring it to your heart center and look down towards your thumb and towards your fingertip. One more. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale and bring your palms to your heart center and look down towards your fingertips. And last time, inhale, take your hands all the way up. This time you can continue looking forward, interlace the fingers and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Rooting your hips and your knees down. Notice which are the contact points of your body to the surface, to the ground. And grounding yourself like the earth element through those contact points. Reach up, extend your spine. And are we doing this with a good smile? Let's smile. Give a nice stretch, keep breathing in and keep breathing out. And then release the palms and move into your lateral bend, bringing your right hand down on the right side. Exhale and then stretch the body. Inhale, come back all the way to the center. And exhale on the opposite side. So Sharmila is doing your mirror image. You can just follow her. And inhale, come back to the center. Exhale all the way to your right. Sorry, she's not doing the mirror image. Just do your right side. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale all the way to your left. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale all the way to the right and be here for some time. Stay here, be here. Now, when you're bending on your right side, there's a tendency for your left knee and your left hip to come up. Keep grounding it down. Try to ground it nice and proper. Sharmila is showing you. And then stretch and extend on the right side with your right palm facing down towards the floor. Inhale, come back to the center. Let's switch sides. Exhale, bend laterally on the left side. Beautiful. Extend. Nice and beautiful. Left hand on the floor, right hand extending. Hips grounded, knee grounded. She's shown you with that little movement to make you understand. And then inhale, come back to the center. Let's take a twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, everybody turn on your right side. Beautiful. Turn on your right. Release your shoulders and give a nice twist to your body. Inhale, come back up to the center. Exhale and turn on your left. Inhale, come back all the way to the center. Exhale and move on your right. Inhale, center. One more time. Exhale on your left. And last time. Inhale up to the center. Exhale on your right. Let's do it again, right and left. Inhale, come back center. Exhale on the left. We are warming up the spine. The spine can move in 5 directions, and when we move the spine in this 5 direction early morning, in the beginning of our practice, it re-energizes the body. Inhale, come back to the center. Let's do a forward bend. Reach forward. Don't touch the palms to the floor yet. Just reach halfway. You can even have the palms facing down or the palms facing towards each other, but keep the hands in line with your shoulders and don't bring your hands down. Inhale, come all the way up and back. 2 more times. Exhale, lean forward. Use your breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Again, exhale forward. Notice if your hips are lifting up, don't allow that to happen. Do less, bend forward, but keep grounding the hips back and down. Inhale and then slowly raise your hands up. Last time, exhale, lean forward. And this time, rest your palms all the way down to the floor. Beautiful. Chin away from the chest, look forward with a smile. Root your hips down before reaching forward. Press and root your hips down like the earth rooting down. And then stretch forward. And when you have reached your maximum, release your head down on the floor. Stay here for a few breaths and notice a beautiful stretch not only in the spine and the shoulders, but also in your glutes and your hips. Keep your hips pressing back and down as mentioned. And from there, from that anchoring at the hip, keep stretching forward. Next inhalation, chin away from the chest, look forward and up. Draw your palms close to your knees. And then inhale, reach your body all the way up. Reach your hands up, stretch it out once. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Let's do the last movement of the spine, a back bend. So take your hands behind your body. Press the palms on the floor. At this moment, if somebody's shoulders are very tight, you can reach for a block or a book. Straightening the arms, lift your hips up and come up onto your knees. If you don't understand, you can watch the instructor once and then you can repeat. And then exhale, release your hips back and down. Let's do this 3 more times. Again, inhale, pressing the palm on the floor, lift yourselves up. Exhale and back and down. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale and all the way up, stretch and lift. Exhale and down. One last time. Inhale and all the way up. Breathe and stay here. Feel that expansion in the front of the body, the stretch in the front of the body, giving your nice awakening feeling. And then exhale, release yourself all the way down. Beautiful. Now from here, you're going to come up into your Vajrasana. Tuck your toes under and sit back on the heels. So to begin with, your knees are down on the floor and you're taking your body weight all the way back, pressing down on the heels. Keep your knees down on the floor. Yes. And now from here, just feel and notice again the rooting down of the toes, the feet on the floor. And notice the work in the feet. This is a beautiful practice to strengthen your ankles, your toes, and your feet. We are going to be here for some time. So extend your hands up. Stay in the same position. Try to extend your hands up and fold your arms, bringing your palms on the opposite elbows. Beautiful. Keeping your back straight, not overarching your back. Try to take your elbows behind the head a little bit further and feel the work in your body. Your legs and your feet will start to feel the work. Allow that to happen. Good. Keep observing the breath and keep observing the contact points of your body to the floor. Notice and observe which hand is on the top, which is on the down, below. We are going to reverse the fold of the arms. So now again, stretch your hands up, stay in the same position. And whichever arm was on the top, now take the other arm on the top. And stay here for another 10 seconds. Keep breathing and stay. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and feel the effect, feel the sensation in the feet and the legs. Endure it a little more, notice and remember you're doing it to strengthen your own body, your own feet. And then slowly bring your hands down. Good. And now from here, lift your knees up and let's come into a balance. Okay, let's take a little release first. Let's take a little release. So bring your knees down, flatten your feet and just flap your feet on the mat. So relax your feet. Nice. And now let's get back into tucking the toes under, your hips on the heels, and this time, 2 options. Some of us can just keep the hands down and then lift the knees up. Sharmila, come into the position, toes tucked in. Yes, 2 options here. Either the hands touching the floor and you lift your knees up. Let's start there. So hands on the floor, lift your knees up and try to straighten your spine, walking your hands back. So you can stay balanced with your hands down. If you feel you can balance without the support of the hands, you can take your hands up. This is a beautiful strengthening for your lower body. Those of you who can, you can even stretch the hands up, engaging your core muscles a little bit more. And the tip here is to squeeze your knees together. So draw the knees in towards each other. Keep your gaze fixed at a point in front, and these things will help you to balance. And stay here for another 5. Are we smiling? Are we enjoying the practice? 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands all the way down. Bring your knees down. Walk your hands forward into your tabletop. And we'll move on to our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So take your hips all the way up and back, straighten your legs, and start to move your heels up and down, improving your blood circulation in the legs here. I'm giving you a free hand here, so just move the body the way it wants to. Connect to your own body, and whatever your body wants to do, it wants to move a little faster, it wants to move slowly, your knees want to bend and stretch, you want to bring your knees all the way down and up, you want to raise the legs up and back. So just play around for 10 to 20 seconds. Enjoy. You don't have to be guided by my instructions. Just see what feels good for you. Play around for another 5 seconds. And then just be in your down dog. For beginners, a little bend in the knees is okay. Heels lifted is okay. Rest of you, heels pressing down, knees straight, and push your thighs back and get into a nice deep downward facing dog. Beautiful. And from there now, stretch your body forward into a plank. Draw your inner thighs, engage and activate your whole body, but keep your breath calm and keep your face soft and relaxed. And then bring your whole body down to the floor. Release your whole body down to the floor, your hips, your chest, and your chin. Keep your palms right under the shoulders, your fingertips right under the shoulders, legs pressing back and down. Inhale, come up into a gentle Bhujangasana. Keeping your hips on the floor, lift your chest up. Exhale and bend forward and down, or just go forward and down once. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, come up into Bhujangasana. Feel the opening in the chest, draw the shoulders away from the ears and towards the hips down. Exhale and release your chest on the floor. Once more, inhale and slowly and gently come up, and let's hold the Bhujangasana a little stronger. Your feet closer to each other, not very wide, and your feet and your legs pressing down, giving you that anchor, that support, that security to do the Bhujangasana. And then exhale, go all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful, everybody. Good. Step your right leg forward, step your left leg forward. Inhale, half forward bend, look in the front. Head and chest away from the legs. Exhale, bring your head and chest down towards the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch up standing. Raise your hands all the way up, look up towards the thumb. And exhale, release in your Tadasana, in your Samastitihi. Let's begin with the first vinyasa. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, stretch it out, look up towards the hand. Exhale, go ahead, bend forward and down. Inhale into your half forward bend. Step back into your plank. Knees, chest and chin down, Ashtanga Namanasana. Inhale, raise your body up. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Raise your right leg up and back. Shift your weight into the left leg and stay here. Again, notice the contact points of your body to the floor, giving you the grounding, giving you the support, giving you the balance, all the characteristics of the earth element. So see, this is when we do these things, we are bringing in the earth characteristics in our practice. And now step your right leg forward, close to the right thumb. Keep your left heel lifted. Inhale and come up into your crescent lunge pose. Good. Strong legs. Again, strength, strong like the earth. So notice the work done by the legs. Your front foot and the back foot supporting the posture. And with every inhalation, you try to lengthen the spine up. Every exhalation, you're trying to bring the hips down. When applying the 5 elements in our yoga practice, we have the ability to not only better connect with nature, but to also engage the meaningful characteristics of each element within ourselves. So notice the strength of the earth in your body through this posture. Very nice. And now from here, take your hands back and bring the chest down on the right thigh. Inhale, come back up. Doing a little movement here. Your legs might be burning by now. Endure it. And again, exhale, reach forward, take your hands back. Remember, you're doing it for your own body. Inhale and come back up to the center. One last time, exhale, chest down on the thighs, hips forward, hands stretching back. And notice a nice long length in your left leg. Beautifully done by Sharmila. And then bring the hands all the way down to the floor on either side of your right foot and send your right leg back into the downward facing dog. Repeating the same thing on the left leg. Inhale, take your left leg all the way up and back. Fold the leg knee to the chest and step it all the way to the front, close to the left thumb. Inhale, raise your chest up, reach with your hands all the way up. Strong right leg, strong left leg. Remember, don't put all the weight into the front leg. Your back leg is equally working to help you to stay stable in this posture. Work on the right leg so that there's less pressure on the left knee. And your left knee should be aligned to the second big toe. Keep reaching up as your hips are going down. One more breath, long deep inhalation. Exhale. Now take your chest to the thigh, reach your hands back, float through into this posture. And inhale, raise your chest forward and your hands up. 2 more times. Exhale, work on the breath. As you exhale, lean forward. Inhale to reach back up. 1 more time. Exhale to reach forward and down. Feel the work with your legs. Inhale and come up. And exhale, bring your hands all the way down on either side of your left leg. And now you can bring the hands down and step your left leg back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Move through a vinyasa, come forward into plank. Your choice to go down, knees, chest and chin down or the whole body down. Inhale, lift your body up. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Adding on to what we just did, raise your right leg all the way up. Fold the leg and step it all the way forward. Keeping your left heel off the mat, inhale, come up into a crescent lunge. Left leg straight and strong. Beautiful. Bring your chest down towards your right thigh. Reach your hands all the way back. And then bring both the hands down and in front of your right leg. Stay on your fingertips. Shift your weight forward into the right leg and the left leg. Before lifting your left leg up, make sure you're grounding the right foot down and staying connected with your fingertips. And then lean your weight forward and lift your left leg up, keeping your hips squared. Beautiful. All the balance postures that we do in our yoga practice, it is helping to bring about a balance in the earth element in our body. Notice how much the right leg is working. Are we focusing only on the left leg? Bring your awareness and focus to the right leg, because from there is where we are getting the stability and the support to do this posture. So be a little more stable. Feel free. One option is to keep staying here, keeping your hands down. Second option is to do any variation of Virabhadra Asana 3, either palms to your heart center, or stretched out, or stretch forward. Take your time to get into the pose. Be stable. And even if you're falling off, even if you're unstable, come back to the pose again. With the same energy, with the same enthusiasm, and with the smile. Keep breathing. Stay. Last 5. Beautiful. 4. Very nice, Sharmila. 3, 2, and 1. Send your left leg all the way back and down. Take your hands down and step your right leg back into your downward facing dog. Take 1 or 2 breaths. If you're already tired, you can breathe out through the mouth. And notice if you find any difference between the right side and the left side of the body. Let's continue moving on the left side. Inhale, raise your left leg all the way up and back. Fold the leg and step your left leg forward, close to the left palm, not in between the palm. That will challenge your balance. And then inhale, come up into a high lunge. Your right heel is lifted. Notice how much your legs are working. As you exhale, send your chest down on the left thigh and reach your hands back. And then we reach our hands forward in front of the left leg. We are on our fingertips. We learn to shift our weight forward into the left leg and the hands. With the grounding of the left foot and the fingertips on the floor, we reach our right leg up. And we are not dumping our head and chest down towards the floor. The head and the chest is parallel to the floor. and the neck is long, the back of the neck is long. So we're reaching the spine forward. And then if you want to take the support of the hands off the mat, you can gently bend the left knee and then come up. And when you feel stable and balanced, then you can have the option to straighten the left leg, or you can keep a slight bend in the left knee, it is okay. Fix your gaze at a point in front. Your drishti moves, you move. So keep your focus. And if you fumble and you come off the posture, it is okay. Stay a little longer for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Take your right leg all the way back and bring your hands down and step your left leg back. Beautiful. Take a breath or two here. And then go ahead, walk your legs forward or step your legs forward into your half forward bend. Full forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch your hands up. Exhale and come back into Samasthiti. Moving on to the second element. We've done with the earth element. Second element represented by Mohini, the water element. From the structural unit of the earth element, now we are moving into more flow, more fluidity of the water element. So you will find that the body is moving and flowing to bring about that fluid nature of the water element. Water is associated with our ability to adapt and move through the inevitable ebbs and flows of life. Water heals, water calms, and water cleanses. As a result, a water-based vinyasa will typically be more playful in nature. Let's begin the flow of the water element. So inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, go ahead, bend forward and down. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. 1 more time. Inhale, half forward bend. And exhale, full forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Palms on the floor. Step your legs back into plank. Good. Take your body back into down dog. The fluid nature, you might just want to watch once and then we can all continue 2 more times. So from here, we are not going to go in a linear way, like from down dog to plank, but we'll bring about a little movement in the spine. So from here, start to bend your knees and slowly and gently start to send your body forward. See how she is undulating her spine, rounding the back, the chin is still connected to the chest, and then finally she lowers her hips down, chest up, and the head is the final one to come up. Beautifully done, Mohini. And to move back, chin towards the chest, push the body all the way back, bending the knees, taking your hips back, and then moving up into downward facing dog. I hope everybody got this. Let's do this 2 more times. Slowly, really, savoring every movement in the spine. So moving forward, and then moving into your upward facing dog. And then to exhale, chin towards your chest, bend the knees, send your hips back, and then slowly straightening the legs. Let's do this 1 more time. Inhale and slowly coming on the tip of your toes, sending your shoulders ahead of the wrist, feeling that little pressure in the wrist which is strengthening the wrist. And then exhale all the way back, bringing in that fluid movement in the body. Beautiful. And then from here, moving on, take your right leg all the way up and back. Give it a good stretch. Fold the leg and step your right foot forward. Good. Ground your left heel on the floor. We're coming into Warrior 2. And inhale, come up into your Warrior 2. So your right foot is pointing towards the front of the mat. Left foot is pointing here. Good. And now we again bring about a little movement here. Moving from Warrior 2 to straight legs. Inhale, straighten your legs and your hands. Reach your hands up. Go into your reverse warrior, Go into your reverse warrior. And again, inhale, move into your warrior. So the leg remains in the same place. Exhale, just the upper body and the hands moving into your reverse. This is inhale. Exhale, come back into your warrior 2. One more time. Inhale, go into your reverse warrior. Exhale back into your warrior 2. And now from here, straighten your right leg and move into your reverse Trikonasana. So moving between reverse Trikonasana and Trikonasana. Come back to the center, reach your body to the right and move into your Trikonasana. 2 more times. Inhale into your reverse Trikonasana. Mohini, you can smile. Exhale into your reverse, into your Trikonasana. It's okay if we make mistakes. It's all our people out there. Again, inhale into your reverse Trikonasana. Guys, we are not showing, but we are very nervous. And then back into our Trikonasana. Nice. Stay in your Trikonasana, and that should bring a smile on everybody's face. Come on, everybody's smiling. Beautiful. Enjoy the practice. As I always say, do your yoga sincerely, not seriously. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And from here, come back into your warrior 2, bending your right knee. And from here, let's take up Parshvakonasana, this time with the right hand in front of the foot. 2 options. You can place the hand all the way down to the floor as Mohini has done beautifully. If some of us find this range too deep, you can always place your right hand on the right thigh. And once you've found your position, extend your left hand above and over the head. Maybe look towards your fingertip. If you have cervical or blood pressure, look forward or look down. And notice the line in her body, beautiful line in the body, and stay here. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back to the center, turn your hands down and move into your low lunge. And take your right leg back into your downward facing dog. The same fluid movement in the spine. So start to move forward into your your upward facing dog. Upward facing dog, nice. And then exhale back into your downward facing dog. Bend your knees and move your hips back and up and straighten your legs. Beautiful. Let's do the same flow on the left side. She's turning so that you can have a better view. Inhale, take your left leg all the way up and back. Fold the leg and step it forward in front of the mat. Ground your right heel down. Inhale and come up into your warrior 2, Virabhadra Asana 2. Virabhadra Asana was a warrior, and on his name is this posture. So you should feel strong. You should feel that strength. And notice how Mohini is smiling on that. And from here, we go into your reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale back into your warrior 2. I'm missing all of you guys. We should have all been together. Inhale into the reverse warrior. Everybody. Exhale back into the warrior. Nice. Inhale into your reverse warrior. Munmun, bend your left leg a little more. And back into your warrior 2. Lovely. Straighten your left leg, stretch your both legs, and come into your reverse Trikonasana now. Feel a nice, beautiful extension in the body. And then move forward and move into your Trikonasana on the left side. 2 more times. Inhale into your reverse warrior. Exhale into your Trikonasana. 1 more. Inhale into your Trikonasana reverse. If you have other people in your family, ask them to take videos and pictures of you doing yoga and please send it to us, share it with us, and come back into your Trikonasana. Beautiful. Stay in Trikonasana. Breathe. Stay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back all the way to the center. And then slowly move into your Parshvakonasana side angle stretch, bringing your left hand in front of the left foot. Using your left shoulder to push the left knee behind and the left knee resisting, pushing it back towards the hand. Stay and breathe. Your right foot nicely pressing on the mat and you're not coming into the inner corner of the foot, pressing the outer side of the foot on the mat. And then come back to the center into a low lunge, both hands on either side of your hand, and take your left leg back into the downward facing dog. Good, we've got 1 more vinyasa of the water element. So move your body forward into your up dog and exhale back into your downward facing dog. Mohini is changing sides again so that you can have a better view. And once again, raise your right leg all the way up and back. Bring the right foot outside the right palm and lower your hips down. Inhale, take your right leg up and back into 3-legged downward facing dog. Do this 2 more times. Again, step your right foot outside the right palm, lower your hips down and feel the work in your hips. Inhale, take your leg all the way up and back. Once more. Exhale, bring your right foot outside the right palm, lower the hips down. Stay here for a little longer. You can have your left knee lifted up. If that is too much for your body, you can bring the left knee down, but preferably first option, keep your left knee up. Stay here and breathe. And now bring your left knee down on the floor, your right palm on the right leg, on the right thigh. Push the right knee out and away. You can come into the outer edge of the right foot, as you can see Mohini doing. The left shoulder tends to come forward. You have to press the left shoulder back so that your chest and your heart is open and you're not compressing the lungs, the organs inside. Feel that beautiful stretch in the right inner thigh around the hip, and then turn the chest and the hand back to the center. Now from here, bend and fold your left leg all the way. Bend and fold your left leg. And then with your right hand, the opposite hand, try to grab hold of your left ankle from the outside. Palms are slightly facing up so that the shoulder opens up. Bring the foot as close to your body as you can, bending the arm. If this is too much for you, you can keep the foot away from the body and keep your arm straight. Whatever version works for you. Holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we turn back towards the center and we come into the pigeon pose, walking our right foot towards the left wrist. Ekapada Rajkapotasana, modified. Stretch your left leg back, lower your hips down. So let's do it little actively, taking your hands back, lifting the chest up. If you find that your hips are not going down to the floor, especially your right hip, you can keep a pillow or a cushion under your right hip and ground yourself from the right hip towards the floor. So use a prop if needed at this point. And then from here, moving into a mermaid pose, shift your weight into the right hip, bend your left leg. Some of you might need a strap here. Your hand might not reach the foot, so strap your foot and then you can hold the strap. Okay? And then you interlace the fingers, take the hands above and over the head, and come into the mermaid. Such a beautiful mermaid, only the smile is missing, Mohini. Please smile. Good. And keep bringing the left buttock towards the floor, taking the chest back. Nice. Remember, if you cannot reach up to this point, you're holding your left foot with a strap. That version is also good. You don't have to do the full version if you're not ready. Stay for 2 more seconds. And then slowly and gently come out of the pose. Release your left leg back. Hand on either side of your right leg. Tuck your back toes under. As you come up, send your right leg up in the air like 3-legged downward facing dog. And you can shake the right leg in the air, giving a little release. And then bring it down to the floor. Go through a vinyasa, move forward into upward facing dog, not in a straight line, but rounding the back, chin to the chest, and then the chest and the head is the last one to come up. And exhale, chin to the chest, bend your knees, send your hips back, and come into your downward facing dog. Same thing we repeat now on the left leg. Inhale and raise your left leg all the way up and back. Fold the leg, step it outside the left palm, lower your hips down, chest up, look forward. Again, take your left leg all the way up and back into your 3-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, step it outside the left palm. Lower the hips to the best that you can. Again, inhale, take your left leg all the way up and back. Exhale, bring it outside the left palm, and this time we hold. Bring the hips as much as possible forward and down, lifting the chest and the head up. Stay with that. You can bring your left knee down if needed, otherwise just stay active here. And now bring your right knee all the way down towards the floor. Now from here, take your left palm on the left leg, come into the outer edge of the left foot and move the chest away from the left leg, getting a little twist in the spine. Right shoulder will tend to come forward. Be aware of it and press your right shoulder back. Feel the opening in your left inner thighs and around the glutes and the hips here. And then turn back to the center. Press the whole foot on the mat. Bend your right leg. And then with your left hand, reach back. Use a strap if needed. You can either stay here with the hand stretched and the foot away from the body. If you have the flexibility, bring the heel closer to the body. Stay here. Chest opens. Do not compress and close the chest. Keep breathing and notice all the sensations in the body as you come into this pose. As you open the quadriceps, the shoulders. And from there, release the right leg all the way and bring your left leg towards your right wrist. Come into a modified pigeon. Now here again, your left hip might not touch the floor. If you have a block, maybe a block or a pillow or a bolster under your left hip will help you to stabilize yourself in the posture. And you can take your hands behind rather than supporting yourself with the hands completely. Wonderful, Mohini. Very nice, everybody. Keep smiling, keep enjoying the practice. Show us a thumbs up if you're enjoying. And now reaching your hands down, fold your right leg. Shift your weight into the left hip and reach. And then try to turn the right hip forward towards the mat. Take your hands behind the head. Look forward, chest and the hip facing forward now. In the beginning, you will find that the right hip is slightly turned out. Slowly with practice, the right hip will turn towards the floor more and more. Draw your abdomen in, raise your chest up and feel the opening in the front of the body. Wonderful, mermaid pose. And then slowly from here, bring your hands all the way down. And then slowly take your left leg all the way into your three-legged downward facing dog. Bring the leg down. Step your legs forward. Half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale to your heart center. Take a moment. Moving on to the third element, the fire element. Wow, the fire element. And look whom we have for fire, rightfully, Dinesh. Those of you, we've done Dinesh class, you know what's coming up. Yes, a lot of strength, a lot of fire. The fire element is specifically associated with Manipura or our third chakra. When we engage with fire on the mat, we are working to activate our personal power. This includes our passions, ambitions, inner strength, intensity, commitment, and inspiration. So everything which will help you to take you forward in life comes from fire. So let's bring in that fire element. I don't want to say too much, otherwise Dinesh will get too excited. Okay, let's get started. Inhale, take your hands all the way up to the ceiling, reach up with a straight line. Feel that strength in the body, fire, denoting the strength, burning all the weaknesses, all the impurities in the body. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, half forward bend. And now no more soft movements. Let's jump back into the plank. Nice. Option, either knees down half chaturanga or full chaturanga. No more knees, chest and chin down. Feel that strength in the body. Inhale, lift up into the upward facing dog. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Move your body forward into a plank. And feel the fire and the strength in the body. Feel the whole body getting activated. Hug your inner thighs together, chest forward, look forward, keep breathing, and start to feel that fire in the body. Holding it for 5. Guys, you're doing great. Keep it up. 3, 2. The fire includes the inner strength, the intensity, the commitment. So stay committed to your practice now. You will need this commitment. And then go ahead, move into your downward facing dog. Jump forward into your half forward bend. You can also step forward if you don't have the jump in your practice. Exhale into your full forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up into standing. Exhale, come back to your heart center. Move into your chair pose. Feet together, legs together. Lowering your hips down, chest facing forward. Look down for a moment and notice if your knees are crossing the toes. Don't allow that to happen. Push your knees back. And notice how beautifully Dinesh has lifted the toes up so that your weight is back on the heels. Once you have experienced that, you can release the toes on the floor. Hold it and feel the fire, feel the strength in your legs, in your abdomen, in your thighs specifically. Keep smiling. Hold it here a little longer. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Now from here, we take a twist on the right side. Bring your palms to your heart center. Lower your chest towards your thigh. Lower your hips down and turn on your right side. Good. Keep your hips at the center and send the crown of the head to the front of the mat. Don't turn it to the right side. Keep lowering your hips down a little more, Dinesh, a little more, a little more, a little more, and lift the chest up. Lift the chest up. Nice. And then inhale, come back into the center, into your chair pose. Legs on fire. Stay committed. Mun. Exhale, back on your left side. Turn and twist. Sorry, whomever I can see on my screen, I'm saying their name. Please, okay? Stay, breathe. Lovely smile on the face, Dinesh. He's not showing what he's going through. And then inhale, come back into the chair pose. Okay, don't sit down. Lift your heels up, everybody. Raise your heels up and start lowering your hips down. Lower. Don't go down. Wait. Lower a little more. Lower a little more. Lower a little more. Squeeze your knees. Squeeze and hug your thighs. Hug. Stay. And release your hips all the way down. Taking a breath here, we come into half Navasana. You can have your hands on the floor as Dinesh is doing. And once you feel supported, you can reach your hands either behind the knees or reach it forward. We're just doing a modified Navasana, not going into the full Navasana. And keep lengthening the spine up, reaching the crown of the head to the floor. And feel the intensity in your body, the fire. It can burn all your weaknesses, remember. And then we take a twist, both hands on the right side. Keep reaching on the right. You can stay with your legs bent, but keep the shins lifted parallel to the floor. And do not dump your weight into the lower back. Keep raising the chest up. Come back to the center and take your hands all the way to the left side. 5 seconds. I'm counting in my mind. Don't worry, I've not forgotten the counts. I'm there with you guys. I'm there with you. And then inhale, come back to the center. We don't end here. Stay committed. Move your body back into your reclined boat pose. Dinesh struggling. I like to see Dinesh struggle. Stay, breathe. Shoulder blades off the mat, chin slightly towards the chest. Hands up. Hold it here. Strong legs. 5. You can do it. 4, 3. There, the thumbs up coming up. 2 and 1. Bring the knee to the chest. Come up and fold your legs. Take your legs back and move into your downward facing dog. Well done. Good. Take a vinyasa, move forward. Your choice, half chaturanga or chaturanga. Inhale, raise your body up. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, nice and strong. Hold the leg and step it closer to the right palm. Beautiful. Inhale, come up into a high lunge or a crescent lunge pose. Keep your left heel lifted up, it'll help you to balance. And then from here, turn your body towards the right side, coming into a twist. Any version of your twist. Come into a twist. Yes. You can stay in this twist, or you can stretch the hands, one hand down, one hand up. Or if you have it in your practice, you can bind your hands. Dinesh will go for the bind because he loves it. So anything of your choice. You can just stay with your palms together, first option. Second option, third option is binding. Also, if this is difficult for some of us, you can always bring your left knee down on the floor and take it in a very, very beginner's option. Any option of your choice, stay here for 5. Chest opens up. 4, hips down. 3, beautiful. 2 and 1. Slowly bring your left hand down, reach your right hand up. And now, left leg towards me, towards the screen. So we are coming into our side plank. First option, we can stay here. Your back heel has to be on the floor. So make sure that you are doing that. So back heel on the floor, that will give you the grounding and the stability. First option, you can be here. Second option, you can keep your right foot in front of the left foot. Third option, you can bring one foot on top of the other. And if you want to go even further, raise the top leg up into a side plank star. So any option of your choice. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, beautifully done, Dinesh. 2, lift your hips up. and 1. Slowly come back, turn around, chest down, hips down towards the mat, and move into your Chaturanga. Take your Vinyasa and downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. If you're feeling tired and fatigued, you can always bring the knees down. You can rest in Balasana, or you can even breathe out through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Let's all do this. Come on. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth. Breathe out through the nose. Through the mouth, sorry. Again, breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Exhale out. Let's do the whole sequence on the left side. Are we ready? Inhale. Left leg lifts up. Nice and strong. Fold the leg and step it all the way forward, close to the left palm. Good. Inhale. Come up into a high lunge. Exhale. Turn and twist your body on the left side. And now take the arm. Use your arm as a lever to turn the chest to face the camera. Don't have the chest facing the floor. Turn the chest, face it to the side. Now remember, you have the option to bring the right knee down if this becomes too much for you, or else keep the right knee up. You can keep the palms in this way, or you can extend the hands away from each other, or you can even take a bind, whatever is available in your practice. Stay for 5, 4. The back leg, in this case it is the right leg, actively working, supporting you in this pose. Feel the fire, feel the energy. And 1. And then bring the hands, take support with your right hand, left leg in the center, just in front of your hip. Right heel grounds down. Either you stay here, this will be enough for some of us, you will still get the benefits of the pose. Or you keep one foot in front of the other. This might also help a lot of us. You can even take the top leg behind the front leg. So Dinesh, yes, not far, close. Or you can bring one foot on top of the other. If you want to be little more strong, raise the top leg up. But do it only if you have it in your practice. If you cannot do it, don't struggle. Stay for 5, 4. Raise your leg up. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the left hand down, turn the chest and the hip to the floor, and go into your Vinyasa, or just go directly into Down Dog. Stay for 2 breaths in Down Dog. Breathe it out, nice and strong. Last, peak posture for the earth element. Bring your feet to the center of the mat and come into your Malasana. Giving you options here again, because we are not teaching you the whole Bakasana. So you can either stay here, or you can just bring your palms in front, lean your body weight forward, keep the knees hugging into your arms, and just stay on your big toes, on your toes. Or if you have it in your practice, lift your feet off the mat. Hold it. Take your time. If you don't get it in one go, if you need 2 or 3 times to come down and go up, feel free to do that. We are going to be here for some time. Take the trials if needed. And if you don't have this posture in your practice, you can just stay in the Yogi Squat Damalasana. Now everybody, stay longer for another 5. Hug and squeeze the legs together towards each other. That will bring you the stability. Don't look down, look forward. 3, 2, and 1. Now bring the legs down and walk it back into your downward facing dog. Bring it in your downward facing dog. Take a moment here, keep breathing. One more nice long deep breath. Jump forward, half forward bend, full forward bend, and all the way up. Breathe. Exhale, come back into Samasthiti. Wonderful. Moving on to the next element, the air element. The air element specifically speaks to our ability to move and expand freely. In addition to clearing space and purifying the body, air is also powerful in that it helps to fan our inner fire. Our breath or life force, commonly referred to in yoga as prana, is associated with the air element and is therefore vital for sustaining life. Along with the air element, There are specific postures in our yoga which helps to bring in the balance of the air element in the body, and we'll explore that through this vinyasa. So inhale, take your hands all the way up. Moving into cactus arms. If you don't know what it is, you can watch once and then do. Bringing the elbows close to the body, really opening up through the front of the body, sending the chest up towards the ceiling. Doing the back bend as much as you can, really feeling the expansion in the chest area. That is where the air element resides. Again, inhale, come back straight up. Doing it once more time. Exhale, bringing the hands all the way towards the body, moving the hips forward, lifting the heart and the chest up to the best of your capability that you can. And then inhale, come back all the way to the center. Exhale, send your hands all the way down and move into your full forward, into your half forward. Good. Now from here, bend your knees, take your hands all the way back and interlace the fingers. And now once again, moving all the way down, stretching the hands all the way up and over the head. Your knees can stay bent here, or if you feel that you can straighten your legs, feel free to straighten the legs and keep bringing the chest and the head closer towards the knees and the thighs. Shift your weight forward into your toes. The tendency here is the weight to go back to the heels. Keep shifting it forward towards your toes. And then from here, release your hands all the way down to the floor. Inhale, half forward bend, head and chest away from the body. Exhale, jump back or step back into plank. Knees down, chest down, chin down. And let's stay here. Try to focus on pressing the chest all the way down. More and more weight on the chest, on the knees, less weight on the chin. And then inhale, slowly and gently slide your body forward and come up into your upward facing dog. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Raise your right leg all the way up and back. Fold the leg and step it all the way forward. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. You can ground your back heel down here. So your left heel grounds down if needed. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Bend into the right leg. And then lift your head and chest up. So she's finding the heels lifted much better. So you can raise your left heel up, guys. Again, to the best of your capacity, how much ever you can bend back. Start taking your hands closer and closer to the back of the left knee. Stay here and breathe. Feel that nice opening in the front of the body, a beautiful back bend. And then inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Your left hand reaching for the left leg. Wherever your hand can reach, either the back of the left thigh, either the back of the knee, or maybe further down towards your shin. Right hand extends back and you get a beautiful deep back bend in the body. Staying stable with your legs, the earth element. One more nice long deep breath in and out. And then exhale, reach both your hands up. And then bring your hands down to the floor. Step your right leg back into your downward facing dog. We'll skip the vinyasa here and take the second side here. Take your left leg all the way up and back. Fold the leg and step your left leg forward. Right heel lifted. Inhale, raise your hand up, chest up. Take your hands all the way back. Interlace the fingers. Taking your time, be stable with your legs, and then as much as you can start to bend back. Your lower abdomen moving away from the left thigh. The tendency is that we press the lower abdomen on the left thigh. So take your lower abdomen away from the left thigh and then lean back. Stay strong with those legs. Feel the shoulders stretching. Feel the upper chest and the chest stretching. Inhale, come back to the center. Your right hand reaching the back of your right leg. Left hand all the way back. Breathe and just savor this beautiful opening of the front body. You might not be able to reach as far as she has reached, wherever you can reach comfortably. And then inhale, come back all the way to the center. Exhale, reach your hands down on either side of your left foot and take your left leg back into your downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa here, move your body through, forward, chin down, chest down, knees down. Inhale, lift up into upward facing dog. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. And now move your body forward into a plank and release your whole body down on the floor. Just take a moment. Some of us might be tired by now. So just catch your breath, take a moment. Working our way towards the bow pose or Dhanurasana. Breaking it into 3 parts, not directly going into Dhanurasana. Bring your palms on either side of your ribs. Legs are strong, toes are pointing back. Don't separate your feet too much, that's a tendency. And make sure that the front of the pelvis is grounding down. The rooting of the feet, the rooting of your thighs and your pelvis is very important to have a safe back bend. And then inhale, lift only the upper body like you're doing Bhujangasana. Actually, you're doing Bhujangasana. So keep your arms bent, Sindhu, hips on the floor, and take the chest back. Your legs, the front of the pelvis is giving you the stability or the grounding which is needed in this pose. So keep it on fire, and then exhale, slowly come down. We'll do this once more. Again, inhale, and then slowly grounding the front of the hips, keeping your arms bent, lifting the chest up as much as you can. And then if it is in your practice, you can take your head up. And then exhale, slowly release yourself down. Now from here, keeping the chin on the floor, extend the hands on either side of the body. You're going to lift only the legs and the hands. No, towards the hips, Sindhu. Hands back, yes. Shalabhasana, variation of Shalabhasana. Inhale, raise your legs up, raise your hands up. Good. So you're strengthening the back of the legs with this pose, the hamstrings, the calf muscles, the glutes. And this is a very important thing to do and keep in your practice. Exhale and slowly down. Once more, inhale. Raise the legs up. Notice how her thighs have also lifted. So make sure you lift your thighs also, bringing in that strength in the legs and the glutes. Exhale and down. Now we'll combine the first movement and the second movement. Now from here, bend your legs, fold both your legs, grab hold of your ankles. So this will combine the lifting of the upper body and the lower body. Inhale, lift your head and chest, lift your knees and thighs, and stay in the bow pose or Dhanurasana. You're not allowing the legs to dump down. Your feet and your legs are actively pulling the shoulders back, and you're allowing that to happen. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release it, and just take a moment, relax yourself. Maybe fold your hands in front of the face. You can turn your head and rest any side of the cheek or maybe the forehead, whatever works for you. Take a few breaths. You're looking into one more posture for the air element, which expands and opens up the chest and the heart. So palms on either side of your ribs. Inhale, come up into upward facing dog. Exhale, sit on your knees now. Looking into Ushtrasana. Any variation of Ushtrasana. We are not doing the flow, Sindhu, so just come up on the knees. The first option for somebody who has some difficulties in the back bends. So very first basic option, take your palms behind at the lower back. Support your lower back. Move your hip forward and then bend back as much as you can. If you find balancing here difficult, you can even tuck your toes in. So as much as you can. So she's showing you can do this option, this variation, or you can keep the feet flat. Support your back with your palms, with your fingers, with your thumb. And then come back to the center. Now those of us who can do, let's go into the full variation of Ushtrasana. Feet out, right hand to the right heel. Right hand to the right heel. Left hand to the left heel. Move your pelvis forward. The head should be the last one to go back. Stay here. Breathe. Breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back to the center. Rest your hips on the heels. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Take a moment. Next, Sindhu will go into Kapotasana. If you have it in your practice, feel free to join us. If you don't have it in your practice, repeat the Ustrasana or the camel pose, which you just did now. Don't force yourself, please. So Sindhu will bring her hands on the... You can do this variation, or you can hold the knees and go down also. You can watch and then we can all practice together. So she's constantly moving her thighs and her hips forward, reaching the fingers forward, and then grounding the forearms down. There are 2-3 ways that you can get into Kapotasana. This is one of the ways. But if you don't have it in your practice, stay with Ustrasana or camel pose. Keep breathing. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing your spine all the way to the floor. You can stay in your Supta Virasana and then pressing onto your forearms, holding onto your ankles, come up. Now to do the counter pose for the deep back bends, you do a forward bend with the back rounded. So like Balasana, but you do not stretch your spine, but you round your back and you bring the head, the crown of the head close to the knees. So try to bring the crown of the head close to the knees, round your back and stay. This will serve as a good counter pose to the deep back bends that you might have done. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly from here, reach your hands forward and find your way back into your downward facing dog. We're coming into the last part of our session today. Well done, everybody. Beautiful. And then from here, step forward or jump forward into your half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale back into your Tadasana or Samasthiti. So we're coming into a space element. Aparna leading the space element for us. Space or ether. Though it may be the most subtle of the elements, ether is certainly not the one to be overlooked. Wholly encompassing all that exists within our world, ether represents our intuition, our wisdom, our stillness, and freedom of expression. So from all the movement that we did, now we are going to come into more of stillness. Ether's emphasis on communication, both within ourselves and with the universe at large, speaks specifically to the 5th chakra, the Visuddhi chakra. The feelings of fear and acceptance, as well as our ability to hold space for both pain and pleasure, is characteristic of the ether element. Let's begin the flow for the space or the ether element. Inhale, taking your hands all the way up and back. Take your hands all the way up. Bend forward and down. Inhale, half forward bend. Palms on the floor, jump back or step back to plank. Knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, raise your upper body. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Good. Bring your knees down. Stretch your legs forward and come into a seated. Moving into a forward bend, Paschimottanasana. Feet together, legs together, spine straight. Stretch your hands all the way up to lengthen the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, lean forward. If you have the flexibility, you can hold the foot. If you don't have it yet, you can keep the palms on either side of the legs. Chest forward, shoulders back. Knees and your thighs pressing down. Again, to the extent that you can do. Don't push, don't force. And just breathe. We're going to be here for 5 breaths, bringing in that stillness in our practice after all the movements that we've done. Staying still, creating space in our body, creating space, uncluttering so that we can welcome something new. Breathe in softly and deeply and breathe out. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Beautiful, guys. Lovely. Again, breathe in. Wonderful, Pallavi. Very good, Manju. Breathe out. Manu, extend the chest forward, shoulders back. Nice. See, so much improvement. Beautiful, Vijeta. One more breath. And exhale. Look forward, chin away from the chest. Grounding the legs down. Inhale, raise your hands up, come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Good. Moving on from here, you're going to lie down on your back. We're going to come into our bridge pose, followed with shoulder stand. If you don't have shoulder stand in your practice, Sarvangasana, you can always do it against a wall. But first, before that, we'll do the bridge pose. So feet under your knees, parallel to each other. Inhale. Taking the stability and the rooting quality from the feet, we start lifting our hips up. Good. If you feel that your body needs to move still, you can move your hips up and down a couple of times and then just be still in the bridge pose. If right away you can hold the posture, hold the posture. Very common mistake here that the knees tend to flare out. Feel that you're holding a block between your knees. Don't bring the feet together. Keep them parallel, as wide as the hip, but feel that you're drawing the thighs towards each other. And if you want to open up your shoulders a little more, interlace the fingers under your back with your palms facing towards you. And feel that opening in the shoulders and the stretch in the hands. Keep raising your body up, your hips up. Stay here for another 5. 4. This is very good for people suffering from thyroid. Notice how the chest comes closer to the chin, so it activates your thyroid gland as well. 2 and 1. And slowly release your hips down. Stretch your legs forward. Take a moment. Next posture is your Sarvangasana or your shoulder stand. If you don't have space and you don't have the practice, just lift your legs up. But if you can, then let's get into the full shoulder stand. Lift your hips up. Lift your shoulders up. So my friends, in your moon cycles, you can avoid this posture. You can just stay with your legs bent. So if you're in your moon cycles, if you're menstruating, then avoid this posture. Rest of us, let's do this. In the beginning, the legs will be leaning towards the face. Try to bring your hips closer towards your face, sending the feet away from the face, coming into a more or less straight line. Bringing a straight line from the feet to the hip to the shoulder. It will not happen right away, it might take some time. Keep your gaze steady and fixed. Elbows drawn in towards each other. Again, a common mistake here, we tend to hold our hip here. Don't do that. Walk your hands further down towards the back. Keep your palms holding your lower back, then the mid back, and as much up higher your back it can go. 3 more breaths, everybody. Beautifully done. Hold it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come out of the posture. Madhvi, why that sudden coming out? Okay, slowly come out of the posture. Beautiful, Mayank. Okay, sorry. She's taking us to Halasana. Extremely sorry, guys. Let's go back into Halasana. If it's not in your practice, you can just stay on the mat lying down. Beautiful. Stay here and breathe. And Aparna, we can come out of the pose now. Just lie on your back now. We do the final posture, the fish pose, the Matsya Asana. We are doing it with straight legs. You can also do it with Padmasana. Traditionally, it was done in Padmasana. You can do it with straight legs also. Do it in straight legs, Aparna. Do it in straight legs. Now legs together, feet together. Come on your forearms. Lift your chest up and allow the head to roll back. And if your head, the crown of the head is not touching the floor, walk your fingers forward a little more. Keep that arch in the back and rest the crown of the head on the floor. Do not close your eyes. Open your eyes but keep the gaze soft. Legs strong. Pressing down, lifting the chest up and the crown of the head on the floor. Two more breaths here. Find that beautiful feeling in your body. After you've moved, after you have released all the toxins, after you have increased the circulation of the blood, it leaves you with a sense of peace, calm, and contentment. Observe that. Now to come out of this pose, press into your forearms, lift your head up first, and then release the chest and the head on the mat. Breathe. Soft, long, deep breaths. Almost finishing. We've taken a little longer, just excuse us for that. But I'm hoping each one of us are enjoying the practice together, even though it is virtually. And now to get into our final Savasana, let's just do a little spinal twist. So hug your knees to the chest, everybody. Wrap your arms around the knees. Notice how releasing, how relaxing, how comforting this is. Your own body weight, releasing your own back. Keep your face relaxed, keep your eyes relaxed, keep your jaws relaxed. And now keeping the legs as it is, just stretch your hands to the sides, along your shoulders, in a T shape. Knees and your feet hugging towards each other. Turn your knees towards the right side. Don't bring it down to the floor yet. Just closer to the floor. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the left side. This will kind of recalibrate the back, the spine. Inhale, come back center. Exhale on your right. Inhale, center. Exhale on the left. Come back to the center and bring your feet down. Stretch your legs forward and take your Shavasana. Well done, guys. Beautiful. Arms on either side of the body, legs apart, feet apart. Any other movement that your body needs at this moment to help you to go into a deep Shavasana, allow that to happen. Do it. And then just calm, relaxed, peaceful in your Shavasana. Let go of any holding of the body. Don't leave. Just wait till the end of the class, please. Relax yourselves completely. Let the back of the head release, the neck release, the shoulder and the arms release. Let your whole body relax. Just a little more time. Long, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Okay. Slowly and gently coming out of your Shavasana. Move your fingers, move your toes, move your hands, move your legs. And then very slowly and very gently, turn your head side to side without lifting the head up. And then fold your legs, turn over to your right side. And then slowly sit up. Let's end the session with 3 Om chantings. Palms to your heart center. Let's end this beautiful session and let's wish and pray for a beautiful beginning, for a beautiful start, not only today, but every day. Let this day, let this practice come in our lives every single day. Can't thank my students enough for staying with us like a brick throughout this challenge. Let us always be healthy. Let us always be strong. Let us always be happy. And let's seal this with 3 Om chanting. Today when you chant Om with full conviction, full sincerity. It can be an Om chanting, it can be a mantra of your choice. So reach out to the energies which you believe in, and whatever you're wishing for in your life, may that come true. Inhale. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. Go ahead and rub your palms. Bring it on your eyes. Keep the spotlight on Aparna and then keep moving the spotlight. And then slowly open your eyes and look at your palms. Last time. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. So now, please don't go away. Okay, I'm going to unmute myself, otherwise there'll be an echo. And each of the instructors will come in front of you. We are spotlighting each one of us, and each one of us want to greet all of you. So I'm going to mute myself so that the instructors can unmute and then they can speak to you. Over to you, Sharmila.
Hi everyone, I am Sharmila from Ananta Yoga Zone. Thank you very much for joining us, and wish you a very happy International Day of Yoga. Thank you. Take care.
Hi all. Thank you for joining. Happy International Yoga Day. I'm Mohini from Manhattan. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone enjoyed the session, and I'm Sindhuja from Anhata Yoga Zone. Wish you a very happy International Day of Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you all.
Thank you everyone for joining. I'm from Anhata Yoga Zone and wanted to wish you all happy International Day of Yoga. And I'm Aparna from Anhata Yoga Zone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Namaste everyone, my name is Lakshmi with Anahata Yoga Zone and wishing all of you a very happy and healthy International Day of Yoga. Thank you.
Hi, myself Munmun. Wish you all a happy International Day of Yoga. Goodbye.
Hello guys, I'm Dinesh from Anahata Yoga Zone. Thank you all so much for joining us for today's practice. Once again, happy International Yoga Day. Hi.
Hi!
Hello.
So this is Pratibha here, and what are we doing here? So we came early morning for a corporate session, and that is why we are here. Thank you so much. We are almost 120 people practicing with us. Love you so much. Wish you all a very happy International Day. Social distancing. Thank you so much. And we are not unmuting you because there will be a lot of sound. So please leave your messages on the chat window. And this video will be posted on Facebook. I want to see a message from each one of you saying that you've enjoyed the session. And do not forget to again join us in the evening session, 7:30 to 8:30 for pranayam and prataka. Keep a candle this size with the base and make sure that the candle is at your eye level. So the candle is not placed down. And for pranayama, you can have the lights on, you can have the fans on. For the 10 minutes, 15 minutes prataka, no lights, and no fan. So you will have to just endure that. But make sure that you do not miss your evening class. Okay? Thank you so much. And from the entire team of Anahata Yoga Zone, we wish you all a very happy International Day of Yoga. And Anahata is because of you. Keep supporting us, keep loving us because we love you a lot. We're not going right now. We're going to read out your chats. We're going to read out your messages because that means a lot to us. My husband standing here is telling, no, we have to go. There is a Grahan also today. Guys, be safe in the solar eclipse. Whatever you believe in, just be safe and stay safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
See you.